Today we're talking about Facebook ad psychology. More specifically, 3 elements that you can implement on your ads today so people start calling you and booking on your calendar instead of you having to chase people down. We're going to cover these in sequential order, starting with the buyer's journey, through messaging, and ending with funnel archetype. Once you implement these 3 correctly, you'll have the most possible people buying from you, regardless what you sell. All right, let's dive in, starting with the buyer's journey. There's 5 stages that anyone who buys anything must go through. We have to understand this first, as everything in business is designed around getting people from cold traffic who have never heard of you to down here where they say, please take my money. In the middle, these are the psychological stages that every buyer goes through. These are going to stay the same no matter how you're selling to them or how they're buying anything from you. Today we're talking about Facebook. So on the right, we see Facebook under display advertising. This is covering the unaware and problem-aware market. We're going to get into those details. And down here, just for reference, we have Google, which is search advertising, which covers people that are in these 3 categories: solution aware, provider aware, and looking to buy. They both have pros and cons. One isn't necessarily better than the other. As we go along, if at any point you want to grab the slide deck, I have a link down below. That'll also include a link to my Facebook ads funnel playbook. It's all the prompts that you need to build every step of the funnel. So if at any point you want those, links are in the description. All right, we're going to start at the top with cold traffic. So in this cloud, you zoom in here so we can see this. These are going to be people that are unaware of their problem and they're not currently searching for a solution. The green dots are all the potential customers and the black dots are everyone else. So all these people in this block are either scrolling Facebook and Instagram, watching TV or YouTube, or driving down the highway. They're basically just living their lives. They're not thinking about you. They're not interested in buying from you. They don't even know you exist. At any given moment, 97% of all the money and future growth of your business is sitting in the unaware market. This is one of the major reasons why Facebook ads or any display ad platform is so powerful, because there's so few people actually looking for something at any given point in time. Hence why Google ads are so outrageously expensive per click most of the time. All right, so how do we get these people to become aware of us, right? Zoom in here. So typically something will have happened in their life. Either they saw one of your ads, something breaks, maybe their car breaks or something breaks in their house or whatnot. Maybe they're just hungry and now they want food, or there's something that creates a gap from where they currently are in their life to where they want to be. That's called tension. That tension is what drives all of the marketing down the line from this point to where you actually get money from somebody. Without that gap, there's no sale. And in these 2 stages is where you primarily are going to be able to target people with Facebook ads. Now, once somebody becomes problem aware, typically they're going to begin looking for a solution. We call that the tire kicker stage. A lot of people hate on tire kickers, but this is higher up in the funnel. So the more people you can get, the higher up in the funnel, the more money you can make. If you focus only on people lower in the funnel ready to buy, it's going to be much harder to grow, much more expensive per customer. But by the end of this video, you're going to know how to target these folks. So these are people that are now Googling how to fix a roof leak. Maybe they're watching YouTube videos, reading blog posts, asking friends, or in their Facebook groups. They're searching for a solution to their problem so they can become solution aware. This is also the first stage that Google comes into play. Although if you capture somebody up here with your ads, you'll completely bypass any Google stuff because they're going to be in your ecosystem. You'll see that later. So next, they have comparison shopping. They're looking for someone to provide a solution to their problem. They're going to be searching electrician near me, plumber near me, reading Google reviews, visiting company websites, comparing prices or guarantees, right? Then ultimately, once they find what they want, they decide to buy, please take my money. So this process can happen on a cold call, all in one conversation, or it can happen over many months. But it doesn't really matter how the buyer goes about buying a thing. They have to go from, I woke up this morning and I didn't know anything about my problem or the solution, to I have a problem, I'm aware of the solution, I decided on a provider to provide that solution, and now I'm going to pay them to do it. This is the foundation for growth of any business. Once we plug in our marketing to these stages, you're going to see how basically you can just get an unlimited amount of customers until next never. So stage 2 is going to be the messaging psychology. What messaging do we put in front of people at each one of these stages so that we can most effectively get them all the way down the funnel? Jumping up to cold traffic again. For cold traffic, we're going to speak to a problem that they might have, but they don't realize yet. For example, in roofing, most homeowners don't find out the roof has damage until it turns into a $20,000 repair. HVAC, why your energy bill keeps climbing even after you've had your unit serviced. Or maybe med spa, why those last 15 pounds never seem to come off. These people are browsing cat memes or on social media, in this case, Facebook or Instagram. They're not actively thinking about their problem. So you're going to want to get in front of them with an ad that's going to get their attention, start getting the wheels turning. Right now, if you notice, Facebook does cover both unaware and problem aware. There can certainly be people that realize they need to lose a few pounds, or they realize they got some other problem that needs to be addressed, but they're just not actively looking for a solution at that moment, but they are problem aware. So you can run lower in the funnel ads for people like this. So this would be more solution-led type messaging. All right. So here we have, they know the problem. Now we show them there's a fix. Example in roofing, how such and such homeowners are catching roof damage early before insurance won't cover it. The one HVAC maintenance step most companies skip that's costing you every month. The main idea here is we want to sell the concept of the solution first, not necessarily a mechanism that solves that problem yet, because they're not solution aware, they're not searching for the solution yet. For example, say the AC in their car is blowing warm. An ad that says AC compressor repair may not mean anything to them if they don't know that the compressor is the mechanism which solves the problem of warm air. But if the ad says AC blowing warm, come in for a free checkup, now that's going to resonate because they know their AC is blowing warm. The idea is the mechanism which solves the problem may not always be the same as the idea of getting the problem solved. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, so zooming out here, credibility and proof message. So when someone is solution aware, now they're looking for someone to trust. Example, over 200 city homeowners have used our free inspection to catch damage before it became a crisis. Reviews, before and after results, case studies, all that type of stuff belongs here because they now know what the problem is and they're looking for a solution. And moving down to provider aware, once someone's to the point that they are determining who is actually going to solve this problem for them, who's going to provide the solution, here's where you want to have differentiation messaging, because you don't want to be commoditized with everybody else that you're competing against. You want to have something about your offer that says why you versus the competitors that they just looked at. Do you have guarantee? Can you be faster? Is your process better? Do you have a unique mechanism? These are all part of the offer, which is at the bottom of the funnel, that they're ultimately trying to buy. All marketing does is shine a spotlight on your offer. So definitely want to make sure that your offer is beefed up before you go in any kind of paid ads. Example, we're the only roofing company in the city that gives you same-day inspection results with photos or whatever, right? If you download the guide and use AI prompts, it's going to give you all kind of options based on specifically whatever industry you're in. So definitely grab that. All right, and lastly, at the bottom of the funnel here is direct to offer messaging. So these are people ready to buy now. This is a stage where things like call now, book today, get a free quote, they generally work well. Example, get your free quote inspection, book online 60 seconds. Now, this type of messaging would be used for Google search, or if it's on Facebook, this is your bottom of funnel retargeting ad. Maybe someone's already clicked on your ads. Maybe they already opted into a lead magnet or whatnot, and they're definitely trying to look to see who they're going to buy from. You're going to want to retarget these folks with a direct to offer ad. The mistake that 99% of people make, and this is right here, the last line, they run direct to offer ads at the top of funnel, and that is what causes most Facebook ads to fail. They run direct to offer ads up here to people that are in the cold traffic or the problem aware stage. Problem aware, you can kind of get away with it. It's going to be very expensive. You're going to get a lot of people that don't actually buy from you. So just be aware that anything that's direct to offer, hey, I have this for sale, is going to be in this bottom three. And it's primarily going to be something where people are searching for, or you've already gotten them up here, and then you brought them down through because you provided tons of value, kept them in your ecosystem, etc. So that's messaging psychology. The last phase here is funnel archetype, where, as far as a digital real estate perspective, do we put this stuff? Now you'll notice there's some different things here about the slide. So we're going to be sticking just to Facebook here. Everything in the top half is on the platform. So this is in Facebook, Ads Manager. Down here, this is all going to be on your offer landing page, not your website homepage. That's another huge mistake people make. They run Facebook ads to a website homepage. A website homepage is not going to convert your Facebook ads. That is a horrible waste of money. Never ever do that. All right, so let's jump over here at the top. So for cold traffic, a great way to go with ads is to simply give away something for free. This is called a lead magnet to an opt-in page. All right, so the goal of this is to simply get them on your email list before they ever have the problem. So that way you're front and center, and yeah, they're not ready to buy yet, but you're earning the right to stay in front of them so that when they do have this problem, you're the first person they're going to call. So a lead magnet is essentially a free info resource that provides a complete solution that exposes a larger problem. For example, the 5-point roof self-inspection checklist, how to know if your roof has damage before it becomes a $20,000 problem. So this gives somebody value-added information, tells them what to look for, how to look for it, what to do. Then if they do have a problem, guess who they're going to call? Probably you, because you helped them get to that point, right? But if you never run a top of funnel, 97% of people lead magnet, cold traffic offer, you're never going to capture any of this market share, but your competitors will. All right, so the next phase here in problem aware, again, something has happened. So now they're looking for a solution. The goal here is to get them to the landing page while the pain is fresh. All right, so these folks are coming in problem aware, and you want to show them there's a solution. Landing page sections are going to be your hero section at the top. Big promise speaks to the problem that they just came from. Side note, if you don't have a landing page or you're not sure how to make websites, I have a link in the description for the software that I use for my business. They have templates for landing pages, all different kinds of industries. I work with them to get a 30-day free trial for you. So check that out if you want to build these out yourself. Let's continue. So how it works, going to be your process in 3 simple steps, right? You don't want to confuse people. Confused people never buy. And we want to have a service offer explanation. What are you actually going to get? And then any objection handling like price, timing, trust, hassle, things like that. Stuff in your industry that you know are always tripping points for people, or it's the same questions that they always ask on every single call. I want to address that in the landing page because you want to have those questions answered by the time they get on the phone with you. You want them ready to buy, right? Price doesn't have to be exact. It can be a range, but pretty much the expectation from all consumers today is there's some type of idea of what the price is going to be. If you have no price at all, you're just setting yourself up for people on the phone that aren't really that interested in buying, just want to quote, going to be a mess. So definitely need to have some type of exact price or price range on the landing page. The next tier, we want to have the provider aware section. Why you versus other people? So testimonials, reviews, before and after results or case studies, credentials, years in business, your guarantee, whatever it is for that specific offer to remove that last layer of risk that they may have. And then comparison if it's relevant once they decide to buy. They're thinking, okay, I'm ready, but is this for me? Am I a good fit? We want to have some type of self-qualification survey or a short application so that you can filter out the tire kickers and people that really aren't serious and only get the qualified, ready to buy leads through to call you or book on your calendar. Want to make sure that you want a calendar embed on the same page as a survey or a click to call for those who do qualify and make it through. Every step that you have in your funnel, if you have multiple pages, people are going to drop off and you're going to lose a percentage of people that might actually would have been customers. Everyone else that may submit their information early on through an opt-in form or lead magnet, we're going to keep them on that evergreen nurture email sequence. Even if they don't buy now, 6 months later, a year later, you'll be top of mind. And then if they know someone else that might have the problem, they can be a referral even if they never bought from you, right? So this is very important. We have these type of automations in place. Again, there's templates for all that stuff at the link for the CRM down below. All right, guys, so that's funnel archetype, messaging, and buyer's journey. Grab the free guide down below. It'll take you step by step through everything. I know I covered a lot in this video. Let me know in the comments down below what else you want to make videos about. And if you're already getting leads in your business, but you're losing a lot of them and not following up fast enough, watch this next video here so you can implement the Fast 5 system and not let any more leads through the cracks. I'll see you over there.